Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I am Channie, and today we're watching The Billion Ant Mega Colony and the Biggest War on Earth by Kurzgesagt in a nutshell. This is a continuation of the ant series, I believe. I probably, if I'm not mistaken, have posted the other one about the army ants first, and then you'll see this one, or this one first, and then the army ants next. We'll figure it out when this goes on YouTube, but I hope you watch both because this is really interesting for me. And I hope it's also interesting for you. But we're watching it currently live on twitch.tv/Chanzonia with my Twitch chat. Look at them. They're saying hi, YouTube. So cute. Oh my god, Lou, what is wrong with you? Ignore Lou. Lou has a little beef. Don't mind him. He's being a little silly. Pick a number between 1 to 100. Me or YouTube? Alright, YouTube, do pick a number between 1 to 100, I guess. But yeah, let's just get into the video.
Every corner of the earth, ants wage war against each other. Their weapons are what nature gave them.
It pissed on
Some
him.
have strong armor, deadly stingers, or sharp mandibles. And then there's this tiny and not very impressive ant, but it rules the biggest empire any ant has ever built. A colony spanning continents and fighting wars that leave millions of casualties. Let's take a look at this unlikely warrioress, Linapithema humile, the
Linapithema humile.
Argentine ant. This story begins in the floodplains around the Paraná River in South America.
Paraná Delta.
It's a crowded ant megalopolis where dozens of ant species fight for dominance, including fire ants, army ants, and the rather unimpressive Argentine ant.
Okay.
Including fire ants.
Fire ants are spicy. They sting or have venom or something like that. Army ants, we've learned, are kind of like nomadic in a sense. They go outside in like troops and just attack. And I have not heard of this
Argentine
one.
ant.
Argentine ants.
It measures only 2 to 3 millimeters in length, and
okay,
with
it's
its
bigger
small
than the
mandibles,
other ones.
it's surprising that it survived among its buff competitors.
Wait, I'm confused now. Oh, it's millimeter. The other one was 1 centimeter. Okay, I was gonna say, why is it tinier than the others? I thought it was bigger. Okay, it's millimeters, not centimeters. The other one was centimeters.
All
okay,
mandibles, it's surprising that it survived among its buff competitors. Their homes are equally unremarkable. Their colonies range from fairly small to very large and can be found anywhere, under logs, in loose leaf litter, or the former colonies of other ants. Here, Argentine ants prepare their most effective weapon against their competitors' bodies. Most ant species have only one queen to produce ants, while Argentine ants went all in on numbers. For every 120 workers, there's one queen, laying up to 60 eggs a day.
I need to run that back. I'm confused with the numbers.
For every 120 workers, there's one queen, laying up to 60 eggs a day.
Alright, quick question here. This might be a little, I don't know, but so the queen ant, like, is she like sleeping with multiple ants, or is there like one, like is it like a consort and concubines, or like, you know, how the emperors had, or like how does it really work? Do they just sleep with any ant, or is she just birthing on her own, or how does it work? I'm a little confused. Quantity over quality to survive? Quantity over quality. I mean, if you're outnumbered, we saw what happened to the wasps in the last video. She sleeps with lots all day, every day. But how does she... Wait, what's the pregnancy cycle for a queen ant? And how long does it take for the baby ants to be birthed? The antici, she's popping her antici for sure.
Hey, yo!
If she's birthing and smashing every day, she be popping it. I'm sorry, YouTube. I won't be censoring this, I guess. It's literally the first minute. Yeah, this gotta be censored. But yeah, interesting. Okay.
So their colonies grow fast and have millions or billions of individuals.
Holy moly.
Teams of queens and workers frequently branch out and found new colonies. But this strategy
okay.
has a downside. As colonies grow and produce a lot of offspring,
Then
mutation
does it... Okay, so the ones that go away, like the queens that go away and build their own colonies elsewhere, is there like another queen that gets reborn there and then also that one moves away? Or just because that one moved away and is here, there's no other queen that's gonna be born into, you know, the throne, so to say?
occur and new colonies adapt to new environments. Their DNA slowly changes from generation to generation and differences accumulate. So after a while, the ants that left the colony will become more like distant cousins and start to compete with their mother colony.
Okay.
In their native South American range, this is how Argentine ants behave. Within their colonies, they are very cooperative and well organized, but they fight vicious wars against other Argentine ant colonies and other ant species. With equally strong opponents on every side, the Argentine ant became extremely aggressive, fighting for every inch of ground. But it could never dominate its neighbors until humans showed up. We did what humans do and transported things around the world by ship. On one of them, a few Argentine ant queens hitched a ride as stowaways from South America to Madeira and New Orleans. The Argentine ants suddenly found themselves in a strange world. Instead of being surrounded by deadly enemies, they found only victims. Nobody could fight them effectively. Because only a few Argentine ant queens were introduced to the outside world, the resulting colonies had very low genetic diversity. On top of that, the introduced Argentine ants kill up to 90% of their queens every year. Fewer queens, less genetic variation. So, as these colonies spread across the landscape, ants that left the colony were no longer considered distant cousins. As a result, the new colonies form not opposing, but cooperating parties called supercolonies. This is a very uncommon strategy in the ant kingdom. Only a few of the 16,000 ant species have evolved supercolonies. A supercolony was established on the west coast of the USA and became a base for the tiny ant's global conquest. Today, the Argentine ant inhabits the Mediterranean zones of 6 continents and many islands. This one supercolony was especially successful, establishing sister locations in California, Europe, Japan, New Zealand and Australia, forming one massive intercontinental megacolony of Argentine ants. This makes them the largest society on Earth, more numerous than even the human one. But their success has changed the ecosystems they invaded.
Yeah, I was gonna
California is a perfect example of this. In their greed for more territory, the invading Argentine ants have overrun and replaced 90% of the native ant species, including several species of Californian carpenter ants. Although carpenter ant workers are giants, their colonies have only between 3,000 and 6,000 individuals and stand no chance against an expanding supercolony of billions of Argentine ants. Argentine ant workers attack by wiping toxic chemicals on their victims, which irritates the enemy and marks them as a target for other Argentine ants. When they attack, the Argentine ants wash over their victims, clinging onto their opponents in groups and pulling apart their limbs. It doesn't...
Have y'all seen that one video of like ants literally doing this? It looked like so crazy. It looked crazy. But this is literally it, but animated version.
No matter how many of them die, there are always more. Once the colony is overrun and exterminated, the Argentine ants feed on their victims' brood and take over their home and territory. The Argentine ants' numbers allow them to hunt down and devour such an excessive mass of different insects that over time, some species disappear from the ants' territory completely. Argentine ants don't care about working with the local flora and fauna, they consume them and move on. And if their next stop happens to be human property, they will rudely make themselves at home there too. They forage in dumpsters, bowls of pet food, and sneak into kitchens to claim leftovers. Not just our homes, our gardens and fields are also impacted by Argentine ants, since they tend to hordes of aphids as their cattle. The aphids feed from plants and produce a sweet honeydew, which they trade with the ants for protection.
What are we witnessing? What just happened? What just happened?
Feed from plants and produce a sweet honeydew, which they trade with the ants for protection. Since the ants have no major enemy to fear in their new homes, the aphids thrive and ultimately kill the plants they live on. So, on top of being a major disruption for the ecosystems they invade, they are also a huge pest for agriculture. But the rule of the Argentine ant is being challenged. Parts of the supercolonies have broken off and become their own empires. A merciless civil war has broken out. For example, the Lake Hodges supercolony has been fighting against the very large colony for years in San Diego County.
The names of the two. The Lake Hodge super colony and the very large colony.
Large colony for years in San Diego County.
Super colony and very
A
large
massive
colony.
war is going on over a dynamic front line stretching over kilometers. An estimated 30 million ants die here each year.
Oh my god.
On other fronts, an old acquaintance from the Paraná River has risen from the shadows. Red imported fire ants, which were accidentally introduced from their old home to the coast of Alabama. Not only are the red fire ants fierce fighters and more than able to deal with the Argentine ant, they are also able to form supercolonies themselves. Now the old wars from their distant home have been taken to a foreign battleground. In the southeastern US, the supercolonies clashed fiercely. The Argentine ants found themselves outgunned by the fire ants. The fire ants' major workers are more than twice the size as the Argentine ants and wield venom-injecting stingers.
Oh my goodness.
Even though the Argentine ants fought fiercely, the fire ants were too much for them.
Oh my god.
After countless lost battles, the red imported fire
Literally
ant
Elden Ring.
exterminated
That's
the
what happened to
Argentine
me the
ants
other day.
supercolony from much of the southeastern US.
I got jumped like
This
that
is
by
one
ants.
territory lost, but the Argentine ants will fight on. This amazing network of cooperating supercolonies is the biggest success in their history. And they'll not give it up because of a small defeat. They will stand their ground against any enemy that might arise, no matter if it's on the Paraná River or on one of the large battlefields
They
across
look
the
like
world.
so determined. The way they drew them, I like this determination, raw look on their face. That was the billion ant mega colony and the biggest war on Earth. Argentine ants took over. They really took over. Continental colony, super colony is crazy. They really did their thing. It's very interesting though, because I'm a little bit confused. Like, is there army ants that are Argentine ants, or are they different? Like, because I saw them attacking, because they mentioned that they attacked other species of ants and like native ants to the places they invaded. But doesn't that make them an army ant for attacking, or am I misunderstanding something? I might have missed something, I guess, along these lines. But it's super cool. And who caused this? Once again, humans. Always at the scene of the crime. Always. What can I say? What can I say? It's a bit unfortunate though that they are that invasive and like have ruined a native species and also the the agriculture of these regions. It seems like they're also starting to mutate to an extent. So I guess it'll be interesting to see how it develops further. I wonder if there's more. I think there was one more part to this series. I'll try to check it out. But I hope you liked this video so far. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one, YouTube. Bye!